Okay, in this part 4, we'll be doing more of group policy objects. And the way group policy objects work is they are the backbone, I would say, for Active Directory because they really help make sure that, permissions that you assign goes out to every user. For example, if maybe you don't want users in the company to change the wallpaper, you could set up a group policy stating that um, no one changes the wallpaper and then they'll not be able to do it. Maybe you want to have a software installed on everyone that belongs to a specific OU or that belongs to, or if you just want to have a software installed on every user's computer at work, usually you wouldn't go in manually and then put a USB and plug it in and install on each one individually. You could set up a group policy and then have that run automatically. So it's really powerful. What we'll do now is for the first exercise, we'll map drives. Remember in the last section we did, we created files, we shared files, but then we had to go to directly um, to the path to see the file in the network. So what we'll do now is we'll map the drive to the network. That way, when our users get into the computer, they just see their files directly. Okay, to start using group policy, let's go to Tools, scroll down to Group Policy Management. So we want to map the sales folder. So just go, we'll create a group policy object and we can give it a name. So we could do map drive for sales folder. Okay, so now we go in, we can click on edit. We go to under user configuration, we go to preferences, we go to Windows settings, we go to map drives, right click, click on new, and then click on map drive. So in here, we have to put the path. Let me just open this. Let me try to find the path. So the path to the sales files would be, let's go to properties, sharing. So this is the path. Let's copy this, paste it. So we can give it a label. So let's say sales should be, let's give it a label as sales files. We'll just label it as sales files. And then we can give it a letter. We can do S. You can give it anything. I just like to have it be named or the folder or the OU. The starting of the OU, I just give it the same. That's what I do, but you could do the same. So yep. I go to click on this, click on create, apply, okay. And now we have a network map drive. So it doesn't show up automatically. I don't think so. Let me try to refresh and see. No, so you have to force it to do the update. And the way you do that is you go to your command prompt and then you force it to update across. So you do GP update slash force, and then it will go in and get the policy updated. What I don't know who I'm logged in as. Am I in? I think it should be HR. If this is Janice, Janice was in HR, right? So yeah, we have to log out of this and then go into Janice. Sorry, someone from HR. Someone from sales. Sorry, someone from sales would be. Just take a look at the. Oh, so we need to do it for someone from the sales. So we have to log in as someone from sales. That's okay. I'll just do the one for HR as well. Um, so we'll go HR, right click, click on create GPO. So we'll do same thing, map drive for HR files. Okay, expand this, can edit and preferences, Windows, settings, new map drive, and we just need to get the path, which same thing, go here, go to sharing. Oh, sorry, go to sharing. You can just copy this. So this is the path. Label it as HR folders or files. Creating. We can go do H. Apply. Okay. And that's done. And we'll do the same too for IT. Right click, we'll create a GPO. It's map drive for IT or IT files. Go to edit, same thing. Preferences under user configuration, Windows settings, go to new map drive, get the path, properties. So this is the network path, right? Copy this, paste this. We're creating one, and then we label this as IT files. You can give it I. Apply, okay. So we just have to force it to update as well. I don't think it'll update automatically, but GPU update. So what I'll do is I'll log in as someone from sales. I don't know why the update is taking a long time, but what do we have in sales? With Mike Brown. So we'll log in as Tango Mango. Just do this. Dennis. Sign out, and then we'll log in to someone in sales, and let's see if our group policy applies. Other user, just T Mango. Login. Everything works correctly. We should see that the file has already been linked as a drive on the network. So immediately we log in, and we can just access our files on the server. Okay, let it boot up. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, as you can see, we have our local .exe, and then we have our shared file, a shared folder or a shared file where only sales can access, right? So this is for sales. Sales can access this. And as you can see, we don't have any other folders in here. So just sales has been mapped, and we can just access it directly without going to the path to the network. So yeah, I'll just sign out and then we'll go to HR. Someone from the HR department will go to Janice and we'll try to log in and see if they got it too. I hope this is making sense. Let's go to other user. So we'll go back to someone. And it should be Janice in HR. We'll just log in. And let's see if our HR person can access their files. So that's how you could use GPOs. We'll do other exercises for GPOs. What we have coming up would be just checking the password complexity and all that, making sure if someone gets it wrong, gets the password wrong a certain number of times, they get locked out. So we'll do the password policy after this. So we'll go to our files, it's PC, and fair enough, you can see HR has been linked, right? So HR can just go in and access their files on the server. Yep, that's it. That's how you map drives using group policy objects. So what we're going to do now is we are going to check our password requirements for group policy. So this will be the second thing that we'll do. So again, go to tools. If you don't have it open, group policy. I'll just pin this to the taskbar so I can always open it. And yep, so there are certain group policies that applies to the whole domain. And this is where you could find the password. This is where you would do it. And you would go to the default domain policy. So this is where it exists because this applies to the whole domain, not just to specific OUs, right? So go to edit and computer configuration. We go to policies and then we go to Windows settings. We go to security settings. Just expand this. We go to account policies and then, yeah, so you could set up an account lockout policy and a password policy. I'll go through a password policy first. So if you want to have your passwords meet certain complexity requirements, you could do that in here. Basically, you should have capital letter, maybe it should be at least 8 characters, things like that. As you can see in here. So you could enable this if it's not enabled so people don't create bad passwords or things like that. So also you could do the minimum length of the password. Maybe you want the password to be not just 7 characters, you want it to be at least 8. You can do that as well. So if anyone creates a password, it's going to be at least 8 characters. You could do password history. So if you want that your password should be remembered, maybe you want users to keep using the same password. If your password expires, I don't know why you would do that, but if you want that, you could set that up in here. Or if you don't want them to use a password that they've used before, obviously you would enable this. So you can play around with this. It's very easy. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It's easy. You could always look up this with ChatGPT as well. It'll explain a lot. Same as account policy, right? So if they try, maybe they try to log in, maybe they don't know their password or they've forgotten their password, and then they try to log in, maybe 4 times, you could set up a policy that states that if they try unsuccessfully 4 times, they get locked out, and then they have to, like, call the help desk and um, have them help them reset their password. So I'll just do this. I'll do 4, and then I will test this and see how that works. So I will do apply. Okay. And then I'll go back and I'll try to log in, fail 4 times. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. I don't know if the policy has kicked in yet, but let's see. That's 4, 5. Yeah, the policy might have not kicked in yet. Okay, that's fine. I'll have to go in and update the policy and do a false GPU update. But basically, we just want to fail and then have our account locked out. And when our account is locked out, we can go in and help the user reset their password. Yep, it's delaying. I'll just restart the thing. Okay, I had to reboot my computer and it was updating. So let's try this again. And let's see, 2. Okay, so it locked out my account for some reason, but this is how we'll unlock the account. I thought it was 4 tries, but I guess maybe it had 2 invalid attempts from the last time, and then I restarted. Somehow it still thought that it was 4. I mean, I don't know, but so yeah, the account is locked out. So what we could try to do is, I'll just go in here and then we could unlock the account. So you could do, what am I doing? So it was Janice, right? And Janice is in HR. So we could do Janice, right click, go to properties, go to account options. Okay, well, you could do unlock account here. I was just trying to find something in here which I've done before. I just password never expires, users cannot change password. Okay, well, yeah, you could just do unlock account and apply, and the account is unlocked. Also, you could just right click. Usually you could do that in here too. I think there's a way you could, oh yeah, you could disable an account here as well, and you can reset directly from here. But you cannot unlock an account from here. To do that, you have to open it up, go to accounts, and then click on unlock. So we'll just go back and try to sign back in. And we should be good. Yep, and we're back in. The next exercise for group policy would be, you could also use group policy to disable others from putting in any USB devices, right? So in an enterprise environment, usually, you shouldn't be plugging in USBs. I know you could have some stubborn and some stubborn employees that would decide that they want to plug in USBs into the system, which is a huge security risk, right? Because you could have like data exfiltration. You could introduce a virus into the system. You could introduce malware and all that. So, yep. So we'll make sure that we just disable all that for everyone. Okay. Let's exit out of this. Let's go to right click on edit. I want to make sure we can do this for everyone in the domain. Again, well, if you are the IT admin, obviously you wouldn't want that to apply to you. So we can create a policy. Okay, this is what we'll do. We'll create a policy and we'll apply it to the different OUs except the IT OU. So let's just do new. Let's just do disable removable media GPO. Now we'll go to, I'm trying to find it, disable, yep, this one. Go to edit. And we'll go to user configuration, go to policies. In policy, we'll expand policies. We'll go to administrative templates, and then we'll go to system. Just expand this a little bit. You can find removable storage access. And then we could try to disable it from in here. Let's see. So all removable storage classes deny all access. Removable disks deny all access. So this is the one that we want, right? Removable storage classes. So we're going to enable this. Apply, okay. So now anyone that tries to plug in a USB will not be able to. Basically, that's what that's saying. So this policy, we want to apply it to the sales and HR guys. I'll just drag this to sales and apply it to them, and I'll drag this to HR. So now people from HR and sales will not just plug in USBs on their computer and introduce malware or unknowingly exfiltrate data or anything like that. So that's one thing as well with GPOs. So there's also another very important aspect with GPOs, which would be installing software. So we could use GPOs to install software. Imagine if you have 50 people and those 50 people need Google Chrome, right? So you don't want that you go in manually to every computer and then you start installing Google Chrome on a USB. That's just mad. That'll take a long time. So when you use a GPO, you could load the software on the Windows server, and then everyone that logs in automatically grabs the installer and then installs it. Don't know if that makes sense, but we'll see. That's what we'll do now. So to do that, first thing we have to do is I'll just go back to Active Directory users on computers. So we want to apply this to the computer, and usually it's very difficult to apply things like this to this computer section, this computer folder. It's hard to apply group policies to it directly. So what we do instead is we create an organizational unit, we create an OU, and then we'll move this computer to it, and then we can set the group policy to that OU that applies to that computer. Because it's very hard to set up group policies on this. It just doesn't work. We have to create an OU, move it, and then set up group policies, and then link it to that OU to apply to the computer. That's what I'll do just now. So we'll go this, we'll just create a new, we'll do an OU instead. OU. I'll name it workstation. just so it's different from computers. Okay, and then I'll move this to workstation. And of course, it tells you that if you move it this way, it can affect group policies that apply to the account and all that. So that's fine. So we want our computer to be in this OU. That way, it's easier for us to apply group policies to this OU. It'll all make sense in a minute. So. Okay, let's see. So I already have the, let me try to get the package because we have to download Chrome. And the way it works is to install this on computers, we need to have something called, we need to use an MSI extension. We are not going to use exe and executable. We'll do MSI instead. I'll show you. So let's, for example, Chrome, right? Let's go to Windows Explorer, and then we'll download Chrome, and we'll use MSI. The MSI extension. Let's do Google Chrome. Yep, Google Chrome MSI download, and then we'll try to use that package to install for our users. exe.exe don't work. We need an MSI. You can download, and then we'll try to get that downloaded. Download Chrome. So in here, we choose MSI. We want the MSI. Active Directory, when we put it on the server, Windows 11 will pick up an MSI package and install. It doesn't do .exe, so that's the reason why we are downloading an MSI instead. Okay, of course, 64-bit, that's good. I'll just download this. Okay, so our download has been done. We have Google Chrome MSI downloaded. So what I'll do is I'll just rename this just because it's a long name, and we'll just do Chrome. And then I'll create a folder in here because we need to create a path and then put the MSI package in that path. So when our computer reboots, it goes in there and then grabs it. So I'll just do new. I'll do a new folder. We'll put the software. And I'll just grab this, just copy, and I'll put this in the software folder. So now we have our software that will deploy to our computers in here. So now we have to create a GPO, right? We need to create a GPO and create a rule so everyone could grab this software without us going manually and installing them on every computer. So I'll just open up group policy, and I'll create this on the workstation. And in workstation, if you remember, we've got our computer. So we did put our computer in the workstation. So we're going to create a GPO that applies to this computer. So right click on create a new GPO. And then we'll do, what should we name this as? Software deployment, GPO. Oh, it exists. Did I do this before? Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe when I was doing the lab before, I didn't delete this. I'll just do it again. So we'll go to workstation. Um, we'll create GPO. We'll do software deployment workstation. Software deployment workstation. Yeah, I guess when I was doing a lab before, I didn't delete that. So yeah, we go to here, we go to edit, and the path that we have to take is we have to go to computer configuration and then policies, right? So we'll go computer configuration, we'll go to policies, we go to software, we go to right click, click on new package, and we have to put the link to the path. We call it the UNC path, and it's usually your domain, so it's 2 slashes, and then the name of your domain controller. Mine is win-dc-22, and then there is a slash, and then you put the folder. Slash, and then you put chrome .msi. This is where the package is. So it's in our Windows controller software, and just make sure that I've got this right. So software, it's chrome.msi. This should be right. Let's see. Check the spelling. So Windows cannot access this. I think there's something we are missing. Did we share this? Did we share the I don't think we. Yeah, we have to share this, right? Yeah, sorry. We did not share this. We have to share this folder to the network. So permissions. Yeah, everyone's fine. I want to share this to everyone. So we'll give them read access. That's good. Why? This wasn't shared. I think that's the problem because we have to share it. And before we go back to the GPO and do what we have to do. Let's try this time. So policies, with a new package. I just copy and paste the path. Let's see. Okay, so now that worked. Click on assigned. It should pop up here. Great. Yep. And then we'll test it. Just turn on my Windows 11. Yeah, so my bad. Sorry about that. I didn't share the file because you have to share that folder. You know, it makes sense, right? So that others in the network can also see it. So we didn't do that, so it makes sense why it would fail. always the little mistakes that get you. Okay. So on login, I'll just update force the policy, update the GPU, um, the group policy, the GPO policy. So do GPU update, not GPU, GPU update, GPU update, sorry, slash force, and we'll let it try to grab the policy that we've just done. And then we'll restart the computer and we'll see if it takes into effect. So I actually just restarted the Windows 11 computer. So I want to see if it's going to pick it up and do the installation. I'll log back in and let's see if it found it, and we'll see. So it didn't find it yet. That's fine. We'll log out and then we'll log in as someone else. Let's log in as, let's see, someone from sales. Yep, let's log in as someone from sales and let's see if it picks it up. Because it does take time usually for the system to pick it up. It doesn't happen this quickly, but let's see. So we'll sign up and then I will sign in with someone from sales with T-Mango and let's see what happens. So let's go this other user. Let's do T-Mango. And let's see if T-Mango picks up the installation. I'll pause the screen. I'll be right back. Yep, so they haven't picked it up yet. Let me just go here. Let's do a GP update slash force, not eForce. Do a slash force, and then we'll restart. Yeah, as you can see, it can take a while before it picks it up. Wasn't able to apply one more setting because it changed. Well, it said just group policy software installation was unable to apply. Must be processed before system startup. The system will wait for the group policy processing to finish. And then, okay. Well, at least it detected it, right? So we'll just do yep to restart. Again, takes a while. Yep, I'll let the thing restart. I'll be right back to see if it picked it up again. Fingers crossed this time. Okay, so I just restarted again, and this time it's taking a little bit longer for the Windows 11 to boot up. So I'm guessing the installation is going on in the background. We'll see what happens. I'll let it run, and I'll be right back when it completes. Okay, so we're back and running. I'll just go back and then I'll sign in, and hopefully um, our Chrome has installed software. I will sign in and fingers crossed, and let's see if our software deployment using our GPO worked. Yeah, yeah, it did. Right. So as you can see, we've got Chrome in here. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I wanted to show you, that you could. And this is the power of using GPOs, right? So you could be the mothership and you could send commands and do stuff. Imagine if you have 60 computers and then you have all of the employees need to have Chrome. This would be a much better way to do it. So let's just see if the other guys pick it up. I'll just sign up and then I'll go back to Janice and let's see if HR people picked it up too as well. So we'll log in as another user and we'll do Janice. Sign in and hopefully they picked it up too. Yeah, picked it up as well. So that's it for this lab. That's how you use GPO to do stuff. I hope it was informative for you. Um, Drop a like, subscribe if you will, and yeah, see you guys next time. That is the end of the lab.